Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be talking about the best features of Honor 8C. I've already made a dedicated video for the tips and tricks section where I talked about many things which I won't be covering in this video. So definitely check out that video, link is in the description. Now with that said, the first best feature about this phone would definitely be its display. This phone sports a 6.2-inch IPS display with HD Plus resolution, 81.9% screen to body ratio, and 19:9 aspect ratio. Viewing angles are great, sunlight eligibility is also pretty good, and even the picture quality of this phone is pretty good. Now the next best thing about this phone would be performance. This phone sports a Snapdragon 632 processor with Adreno 506 GPU built using 14nm architecture. So unlike the previous Honor phones in this price segment like the Honor 9 Lite or even the Honor 9N, this phone sports a Snapdragon processor and it's actually much better than the Snapdragon 625 seen in the Redmi 6 Pro. These are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. Now the next best feature about this phone would definitely be its cameras. This phone sports a dual camera setup on the rear with a 13MP primary camera with f1.8 aperture and a 2MP secondary camera with f2.4 aperture for depth sensing, that's to take portrait shots, and for wide aperture mode. On the front it sports an 8MP camera with f2.0 aperture. Now the cameras are not the best in the price segment, but they are actually quite good and better than most phones in the same price segment. These are the sample pictures. Now with that said, next we have Face Unlock. Now like almost all the phones these days, even this one comes with Face Unlock, and it's actually quite fast. Not the fastest in the world, but better than previous Honor phones. In good lighting conditions, it is pretty fast, it takes like half a second or a second. In low lighting conditions, it still works, but it takes a bit longer. Now going on next, this phone has portrait mode for the rear camera. Now usually phones these days come with portrait mode for both the front and rear cameras. Even the previous generation of this phone had that. But for some reason on this phone there's only portrait mode for the rear camera, and these are the sample pictures. Now next feature is obviously the aperture mode. Now this feature allows you to take portrait shots of objects or literally anything. It doesn't have to be a human subject, it can be anything and you can still take a portrait shot. Now unlike your regular portrait shot, you can also change the aperture, that's the amount of background blur effect, before taking a picture. And even after taking a picture, we can change the focus point and the blur intensity. Next, this one has a dedicated AI mode for the rear camera. Now once you turn it on, AI mode automatically detects the scene and enhances the image to make it look better. So let's say you're taking a picture of a waterfall, food, flower or a dog. Depending upon the scene or the subject, it will enhance some details. Most of the time images just look a bit more saturated, but sometimes it also plays with dynamic range. At the end of the day, it's all about personal preference, and if you don't like the super saturated colors, you want a more natural look, you can always disable AI mode before taking a picture, and even after taking a picture, you can disable it. Next we have AR lens. Now under this category we have 4 different features, but I'm just gonna talk about 2 features right now. Now the first one is effects. Now using this particular feature you can add different stickers to your face and simply spice up your selfie game. Next we have backgrounds, where you can change the background of a subject to something animated. Both features give you different results and right now, effects work better. Now going on next, this one has support for dual 4G and dual VoLTE. So you can use 2 SIMs in 4G or 2 SIMs in VoLTE at the same time on this phone. But still there is no support for native video calling, at least as of now. Next we have single key navigation. Now if you're bored with the regular 3-button navigation style of Android, this phone offers you single key navigation. Once you turn it on, you can see a single key at the bottom near the navigation bar. You can touch it to go back, touch and hold to go home. You can touch and swipe left or right for recent apps, and you can touch and swipe up for Google Assistant. Now this doesn't seem to be all that intuitive, but once you get used to it, you can actually use your phone single-handedly most of the time. Next we have an application called Scan Now. In the default camera application, there is a dedicated button on the top left corner of the screen with an eye symbol. Once you click it up, it will open the scan application where you get 2 options. One is for shopping and another one is to scan a QR code. In the shopping section, once you point your phone at any object, your phone tries to recognize it using Amazon Assistant and gives you the product links for that product on Amazon.in. It's just like high touch, but you can use it with the camera application. Next we have App Twin. Now this feature allows you to use two instances of the same application on the same phone. Let's say you have two WhatsApp numbers or two WhatsApp accounts or two Facebook accounts and you want to use them on the same phone, then you can do it using this feature. In the same way, we can have two WeChat accounts, two Instagram accounts, and so on. It's a really nice feature, but right now we can only use it for limited applications. Like if you want to use two Paytm accounts on the same phone, we still can't do it. Next we have Hiss and Sound Enhancement. Now this phone doesn't come with any dedicated DAC or an amplifier, but comes with a software-based enhancement where you can change the type of headset you use for better audio experience. It even has an equalizer setting to tweak the audio to your preference. And finally, it even has 3D audio settings to tweak the audio further. Overall, it definitely gives you a slightly better audio experience on the headset when compared to a regular phone out there. Next, we have a lot of fingerprint gestures. First one would be to take pictures using the fingerprint scanner. Now once you enable this toggle in the stock camera application, we can take a picture and even start video recording just by touching the fingerprint scanner. Unlike other phones, we need to touch and hold the fingerprint scanner to take a picture or start video recording. Next, we can even pull down the notification bar using the fingerprint scanner. Now once you enable this toggle, you can swipe down on the fingerprint scanner to pull down the notification bar. You can swipe it up again to send back the notification bar. Now this might not seem like a huge feature, but once you get addicted to it, you will really miss it on other phones. Next, we can even browse photos using the fingerprint scanner. Now once you enable this feature, you can swipe on the fingerprint scanner left or right to change the pictures in the default gallery application. Now this feature might come in handy if you have to use your phone single-handedly. Now finally, we can even answer calls and stop alarms using the fingerprint scanner just by enabling these two toggles. Here's a quick preview. Next we have 3-finger screenshot. Now before I show you how to use that, let me show you how to take a normal screenshot. To take a screenshot on your phone, simply press the volume down button and power button both at the same time, and once you do that, your phone will take a screenshot. For some reason, if that's a little hard for you, this phone even has a notification toggle to take a screenshot. Just go to the notification area, swipe down, click the screenshot toggle to take a screenshot. Now finally, if you want something much more easy, you have the 3-finger screenshot. Once you enable this feature, you can simply swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. Personally, this is my favorite way to take a screenshot, and these days almost all the phones support this feature. Next we have long screenshot. Now for some reason, if you want to take a longer screenshot, first take a regular screenshot. You can use either gestures, buttons or anything you want, and once you get a preview, click the scroll shot option to take a long screenshot. Next we have flip to mute. Once you enable this feature by enabling these two toggles, you can simply flip your phone to mute an incoming call, alarm or a timer. Here's a quick preview. Next we have pick up to wake. Now just like the name suggests, once you enable this feature, you can simply pick up your phone to wake it up. This feature might come in really handy if you like the face unlock feature. You can simply raise your phone to wake it up, it scans your face and unlocks your phone in an instant. On the whole, you get a much more immersive experience. Next we have touch disable mode. Now this feature prevents accidental touches when your phone is in your pocket. It is also known as pocket mode on other phones. Next we have one-handed mode. If you think this display is too big for you, you can use the one-handed mode to make your life a bit more easy. First we have mini screen view. Just enable this toggle and swipe left or right on the navigation bar to shrink the screen size. Click the blank spot to enlarge it again. We can literally do anything and everything in this mode, like making calls, taking pictures, checking mails, everything. Next we have shifting keyboard. Once you enable this feature, lock screen pattern, phone dialer, and even the keyboard shifts to one side to make it easy for you to use them. Next we have ultra power saving mode. Now once you enable this feature, all the applications running in the background will be killed and you will be given access to only 6 applications. 3 of these applications are fixed and you can choose other 3 applications. Now except for these 6 applications, you can't use anything on your phone. Now this feature limits your usage but greatly improves your battery life. By the way, in this mode, we can still use Wi-Fi and mobile data and stay connected to the internet and use apps like WhatsApp and Instagram and still have long battery life. Next we have low resolution mode or smart resolution. Now once again using this feature, we can improve the battery life by changing the screen resolution. Now we can do it automatically by selecting smart resolution, or you can manually change the resolution to Full HD Plus or HD Plus to further improve the battery life. Now this is one of those rare features we see only on these phones. Anyway, going on next, I'll show you how to enable auto call recording on your phone. Just open the phone dialer, press the three dotted button, then go to settings, then select automatic record calls, and from here you can choose to record all the calls or listed contacts. Usually I try to record all the calls. By the way guys, this feature is available in India, but it might not be available in other countries, so I can't be sure about that. Next we have mirror share. Now using this feature we can cast the screen of your phone to a display which supports mirrorcast. By the way, I tried it with Chromecast, but for some reason it didn't work. Anyway, next we have Wi-Fi bridge. Now this feature makes your phone act like a hotspot or a router and share internet access to other devices. Now unlike your regular mobile hotspot, this feature actually shares internet from an existing Wi-Fi connection. Now you might think you will never use this feature. Now let's say you're in a fancy hotel or an airport and you're given internet access only for one device. So in this situation, you can use this Wi-Fi bridge feature to share this single internet connection with other devices. Next we have app launch in battery settings. Now this is one particular feature that can improve your battery life drastically. By default, all the app launchers are managed by your phone. But if you want to manage them yourself, from here you can restrict unnecessary auto launch and restrict an application even from running in the background. To keep it simple, it gives you a lot of control over the applications that are installed on your phone. Next we have battery optimization. Usually many people complain about low battery life without knowing what's actually draining the battery on their phone, especially with our parents or elderly people. Now using this feature, just with a click of a single button, you can make some changes to improve battery life. By the way, it also suggests you to disable autosync, just in case if you did that, enable it manually. I know this isn't a great feature, but it comes inbuilt and it's great for a very basic user. Next we have party mode. Now the speaker on this phone is sufficiently loud, but if you're really in a party or if you want a lot of sound and you don't have a dedicated speaker, you can pair up all the Huawei and Honor phones and play the same song from all the phones at the same time to get a more surround sound experience. It's a really cool feature. I wish all the phones could support that. Next we have a screen recorder built into the phone. I don't know who wants it, but for some reason if you want to record the screen of your phone, then we can do it in two ways. First, we can use a notification toggle, or you can press the volume up and power button both at the same time to start recording the screen. To stop video recording, you can press the stop button on the left side of the status bar. Once you're done, you can find the recorded video in your gallery. Next we have scheduled power on and power off. I don't know who needs this or why, but if you want to automatically turn off your phone and turn it on automatically at a specific time, we can do it using this feature. We can also set it up to happen automatically on regular intervals on any day of the week. Next we have Huawei Share. Now this feature is just like Apple's AirDrop, but just for Huawei and Honor phones. Now once you enable this feature on two Honor phones or two Huawei phones, we can share files, links and any kind of data between these two phones easily over Wi-Fi, just like Share It. Next we have Navigation Dock. Now once you enable this feature, you can see a floating bubble on the screen and you can use that bubble to navigate throughout the phone. You can simply touch to go back, touch and hold to go home, you can touch and hold and then swipe for recent apps, and finally, you can simply swipe the bubble to move it around. Now this is once again a super handy feature to use your phone single-handedly. Next, this phone comes with an application called Phone Manager pre-installed and it does a lot of things. For starters, it has something called Network Lab where you can block internet access over Wi-Fi or mobile data to any application or literally all the applications. Next, we can also block calls and messages from specific contacts. We can also choose to block all unknown numbers or all strangers that usually call over internet. We can also clear the RAM, do a virus scan, change permissions, and a lot more. Next we have Eye Comfort Mode. On other phones this feature is called as Reading Mode or Night Mode, but on this phone it's just called as Eye Comfort Mode. You can access it from the notification toggles or the display settings. Once you enable this feature, it puts a warm tint on the screen to protect your eyes at night by filtering the blue light. We can also enable it automatically based on the time and even change the intensity of the warm tint. Next, we have an app lock built into the system. Now, just like the name suggests, it's an app lock and we can lock applications using this feature. To unlock a locked application, we can either enter the password or use the fingerprint scanner, which is a really nice shortcut. Next, we have a file safe built into the system. Now, just like the name suggests, it's a place where you can hide files and protect files. You can set it up with a different password from your app lock or your screen lock. Using this feature, you can easily hide photos, videos, and literally anything on your phone. Anyway, going on next, we have phone clone. Now, using this particular feature or an application, you can transfer all your data from your older phone to this phone or all your data from this phone to your newer phone. It's not a big feature, but it will help you move all your data from your older phone to your newer phone. Next, we have GameSuite. On your home screen, you can find an application called GameSuite, and once you open it up, this is how it looks like. There isn't anything super fancy going on with it. We can simply add your games to the list from here, and then you can select different power profiles like power saving mode, smart mode, or performance mode. You also have uninterrupted mode, which simply blocks all annoying calls and notification sounds. Every time you open any game from the list, your selected power profile will be enabled, and you won't be disturbed with any annoying calls or notification sounds. So guys, those were the best features of Honor 8C. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and definitely check out my video on tips and tricks section. Link is in the description. Now, if you're planning to buy this phone, please use the link in the description. It always helps the channel, and if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag ASKGREEDYTECH on Twitter, and I'll try to make it as soon as possible. I am Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.